To go live. Hey, good morning, everybody. Rock and roll. Cheers. Hey, I'm Adam. It's time for another coffee and vinyl. And of course, today I have our guest, Harry. Hello, Harry. Rock and roll. Cheers. Hey, cheers. Hey, I'm Adam. It's time.
Time out. Is that me?
That was me. Yeah. Hey, good morning, Tiffany and Jose. Cheers. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, thanks for joining us. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Harry, thanks for coming on today. You ready to talk about some records?
Sure.
Well, cool.
Sure.
Well, cool. Well, today's your day, Harry. Oh, hey, hello, Mike Swinney. Cheers. Thanks for joining us today. There we go.
Okay.
Oh, all right. Take us away, Harry.
Harry here, collector of many things and master of none. So, good morning.
Good morning.
Adam asked me, come on. I said, sure. I got a ton of old albums. I'm a 70s, 60s guy that stuck in the 70s, 60s because that's my favorite era of music with the old Genesis. And I like the prog rock, the Beatles, stuff like that. So the stuff you hear a lot. So that's what I like.
That's totally cool. Yeah. Well, show us some records. Let's get this party started.
Right. Here's a couple. If anybody, this was 8-track. Had this as an 8-track and bought it again as an album. This is 10 years after Alvin Lee. Probably big in Britain, but not in the United States. I love to change the world. They didn't get the airtime they should have. So this was a big album. It's one of those ones back in the 8-track days when you rode around the old bomb cars.
Yeah.
The 8-track go. So
that is totally cool. That is totally. What car did you have that had an 8-track player in it, Harry?
The first one I had with the 8-track, oh God, I think my Caprice had the 8-track.
Caprice?
I think I had a cassette in the Opel. And that first one was the Buick LeSabre that had like a 8-track we put in there underneath, and then went to a cassette. 8-track stunk.
Did you have the Opel GT?
I had the Manta, not the poor man's Corvette. I know there was one that was actually cool looking.
The GT, yeah, that was a very cool looking one.
And then there's the Manta that looked like it was terrible.
That's the one you had was a Manta, right?
Yeah, the Manta. It was just a 2-door small car that fell apart every time you turned around. So
there you go. Hey, good morning, Stephen. Thanks for joining us. Cheers.
Good morning, Stephen.
All right, let's see what you got there. All right, you're next.
A great live album. Now, I don't have Yes songs in here. That's probably the one of my top 10 albums of all time. So that's the first 3 or 4 albums they're live that they recorded. Now, if you have iTunes Music, you can get that concert, that whole year concert at each place they played, so you can hear the same songs, just different ways of playing.
I did not know that.
That's a big one too. Made in Japan.
Oh yeah. Now you're talking.
Whole album. You can't. If you put this on, you're not allowed to take it back off until Space Trucking's over. Then you can remove the needle. Great album.
It is. It is a good record.
They always Blackmore like to play stretch out the songs. I'm all right with that because that 72 year, I think, is probably the Machine Head tour. Great tour. That'd have been a lot of fun to see, but I was a little guy then, so
yeah,
I didn't go to concerts. Let me see. Here's a good band, and probably one of their better ones with Peter Gabriel, arguably, is Selling England by the Pound.
Oh yeah, Genesis. Yes.
This is almost the end of his career with Genesis, which he should have did another year or two.
Absolutely.
But I think it's a great album. I huge Genesis fan. With the Peter Gabriel Up 2, and then there were 3. Maybe some of the Duke album, and then I'm done with them.
You're done.
They're a great band. They really great musicians. All of them were. It's just good stuff. So,
good morning, El Camino. Thanks for joining us. Cheers. The actual player was worth more than your vehicle after you.
You're right. Definitely the Mana. Oh my God, I don't think there's any of them left.
I just looked at them online. They're beautiful cars. They're awesome.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh
I think
God.
so. I think so. Yeah. What color was yours?
Yellow.
Yellow.
Yeah, it's $400. I remember. Breaking cost me $400 at the time.
Those things are awesome. So, hey, everybody, look up the Opel Manta yellow, and there you go. We'll make it happen. Oops. Hey, good morning, Bluegrass Picker.
What's up, Anthony? Now, Anthony will play a lot of acoustic songs on his guitar. So,
oh yeah.
Then he talks to you, and then he plays some more. But he can play. It's cool.
Good morning, Swamp Picker. Cheers. Thanks for joining us.
What's up, Glenn?
All right, let's make it happen, Harry. Your turn.
Here's when Peter Gabriel leaves. They try out singers, and so Phil Collins says, "You know what? I'll try it. This is a great album. This is an all the way through album. You got to play the whole stinking thing. That's just a rule."
Absolutely.
And they have Dancing with the Los Labos or whatever that is. Close enough. I'm close enough. That song's like every song, mixed together, like the Who did with Quadrophenia and stuff, and Tommy. I like those overtures, and they do this live later on, and Phil goes back on the drums. Fantastic stuff.
That is awesome.
This would have been a great concert to see, actually, because you'd have said, they're actually really good. So
have fun at work. Have fun at work there, sir. Evening music freaks. Yes. I love playing the guitar and the mandolin. Yeah. Oh, I like to see him play your Gibson mandolin guitar banjo thingy you got.
That's me.
Yeah, I like to see him play it. Absolutely, yes. Yeah.
If he lived close by, I'd say, here, take it home, learn a couple songs and play it for us. So he'd probably be able to pick it. He'd probably enjoy it. So
now I like 80s Genesis. I think it sounds so good on the turntable. I really do. It's just something about the way they were being recorded and pressed and mastered. I think they just have a fantastic sound.
Well, they're good musicians.
Yeah. Hey, good morning, Yolanda. Cheers. Thanks for joining us.
What's happening, Yolanda? Haven't seen her before.
She was at the. She's been here. Yeah, she's new to us, but she's been here many, and she was at the sale last night, so that was really cool. And thanks everybody for coming out to the sale. Your support, I really appreciate it. Yes. Okay, Mr. Harry.
Here's one. Ark of the Diver. Now, this guy here, this is a fantastic composer, musician, whatever. Plays guitar, plays the organ, sings well. In my book, Traffic's a fantastic band, and this is a great solo album. Spanish Dancer. It's like got that haunting sound to me. Great song. So,
oh yeah, pick it.
Night Train's a great song too. Now, Ark of the Diver itself, that's kind of like the one that put on the yeah. Let's See a Chance, Take It. That one kind of like is poppy and overplayed. So.
Yeah, that's a good one too. Yeah, I like Steve Winwood. I like listening to Traffic, and I like listening to the one before Traffic. What was it?
Spencer Davis.
Spencer Davis, absolutely. I love that stuff. Yeah, very cool.
Little Stevie Winwood. What is he, like 16 years old, and he's already out on the road singing in bands? 16 or 17.
So talented. That was cool.
Yeah. Great voice.
Oh yeah, I like it. I like it like that. The name of the game. I like it like that. I love Supertramp. Absolutely.
The opening track, even in the quietest moments, Great song.
Yeah.
They had 3 great albums, I think, and then they had a lot of obscure albums too. But
Absolutely.
I think that's the first one. That, or what is it? Crimes of the Century is the first one that kind of gives them a little radio play, like Bloody Well Right. And
wasn't Breakfast in America? Was that? I don't know.
That's the one I think takes them over the top, because there's like that.
Okay, gotcha.
For those other 2, and then they put that Paris Live album out, and Dreamer, and Don't You Look at My Girlfriend, that stuff. And there's a lot of good songs on that. So
absolutely, yeah. Was saying Steve Winwood is awesome. Was awesome. Absolutely, I agree with you there. Yeah, I love some Super Trap. I got some Mobile Fidelity pressings of Super Trap, Harry, myself. I really like Breakfast in America.
Yeah, that's a good album. So I like Crimes of Bloody Well Right, Crime of the Century. Yeah, that one there it's a good album too. There's a couple that Give a Little Bit of Your Love to Me, or is that on this one? No, that's on Crime of the Century, I believe. Give a Little Bit.
Give a little bit.
It's on this. It's on Even in the Quietest Moments. So there's 2 big giant smash hits. So there you go.
Awesome.
YouTube. There's a concert with Eric Clapton and Stevie Winwood, and it's got great sound. And they're playing the Blind Faith songs, and some Traffic songs, and some later, and some Cream. You know, it's a great. It was a great concert because they've got backup singers, and they got a big band with them. So that's kind of watch some of those clips, and you'll see it's great sound.
Absolutely, yeah.
So what else we got? What else do I want to pull out of the old bin? The Tom. No, that's not a good one. The best does. Here's one we mentioned the other day. How many people have this one, or even know who the hell this was? This is like in between Rush, Zeppelin kind of group. The 3-man band. I think they're Canadian too. I'm not going to bet on that though.
I was thinking they were Long Island, but I could be wrong.
Really?
Yeah. Or
you're probably right.
Or somewhere over there. They definitely look like they could be in the band with Rush, though, when you look at the cover.
Yeah. There's Who's Behind the Door. That was the one that got the airplay. One of those 6-7 minute songs that sounded great, I thought. So
yeah, I think around here it only got the airplay on the college radio, and that's how I discovered them. And I went out and bought the record, and it was like awesome. I love Zebra.
I had 8 tracks. Here's how it all went. It started, you had albums, and then you started driving, so you bought 8 tracks and cassettes, and then CDs, and now everybody's back to the albums. But this is an 8-track play back in the 70s. Alan Parsons Project.
Yeah.
This is a good album, actually. It's got about 4 swinging tunes on there for the people to enjoy. So I thought this was a great album myself. I like to go through a ton of these albums.
I love Alan Parsons myself.
And there it is. I think I mentioned this. I
don't
know if a lot of people know who this is.
I love that. I can't sing it though. Can you sing it?
Yeah, he yodels.
I can't sing it. Yeah.
This is an 8-track. Play it all the way through. You have to. So if you ever heard of Focus, they made a lot of albums, and when you
feel like you want to dance down the side of a mountain or something. It's awesome.
But the guitar in it's fantastic. So have 2 copies. Which one? Focus or which album?
I think it's Alan Parsons that.
Oh, the Alan Parsons.
Based upon how the lag is or something like that. Let me know if I'm wrong, Yolanda. But yeah, either one you showed. If you got 2 copies of, that's amazing.
Remember the magazines that had the stamp section, and you put 11 stamps to join the record club?
I've seen that. Yeah.
So Focus always had a couple albums in there, so you have to use that as a filler album, and that's where everybody bought Bread too. The Best of Bread, go Well, I don't want one bread, but I'll take a best of. So you stuck that stamp on there, and you ended up with the best of bread. You might not have wanted it, but then as you get older, you'll go, okay, this isn't bad.
Absolutely. And then you go to a wedding that's like, I think that song's on that record I have that they sang at the wedding.
Now here's an album that I've known since I was a kid, and I actually seen this. And we have Delaware's biggest city is Wilmington, so my wife got tickets, and we got a front row on the second level to see this. This is my favorite rock album, rock opera album. And I can play it all the way through and know if a guy went out, I could go in and do his part. I would destroy it, but I would know the words. Deep Purple's Ian Gillan is on this album. This isn't the movie soundtrack. This is the opera. And he is one of my favorite singers of all time. I like the screamers, and he can scream. So
and he does a good job on that record also. Absolutely.
So, who we got next? Here's one 10-minute song, 5-minute intro to guitar playing, and that is Sweet Jane from the Rock and Roll Animal.
Oh, yeah.
Lou Reed. Can't sing, but he can play a guitar.
You know, he may not be able to sing, but I sure do like to hear him. That's for sure.
This album, actually, that Sweet Jane is just a cool song.
Yeah.
Have
you heard the Cowboy Junkies version of Sweet Jane?
No, haven't.
Oh, you might want to make a note and look it up on YouTube. Cowboy Junkies does Sweet James, and they do it with such respect and admiration toward Lou Reed. It's just amazing.
Really?
Yeah.
I think he did. It's his part of that song is from Ian Hunter, right? This is Mont the Hoople.
I did not know that, but yeah,
does he have something to do with Sweet Jane?
I don't know.
I could have swore that somewhere he had something to do, intro or something, as Ian Hunter has something to do with it, but I could be wrong.
That's cool.
All the Young Dudes is a cool song, and All the Way to Memphis.
Absolutely. Bluegrass People was saying that Cowboy Junkies, they do a great version of Sweet James.
I'll check it out and get it on iTunes and listen to it. So
I love that. I just listened to it this weekend. Very cool. Hey, good morning, Edward. Cheers. Thanks for joining us. Good morning, Edward. Thanks for joining us. Cheers.
What's in that jar?
So it's coffee. It's a protein drink and some protein powder and some almond milk.
Oh, okay. It's almost, but you have the coffee in there. I had the smoothie bowl.
It's almost toxic.
Yeah, it's good for you.
Yeah, Tommy was with us last night. Edward, thank you for joining us. I appreciate it. Looking forward to Edward being a guest here also. Yeah, it's called the Trinity Sessions, the Cowboy Junkies. Yeah, it's really good.
Cowboy Junkies. I will look. I'll put that down if I remember right after this thing. That's the first thing I'll do is Sweet Jane.
I'm gonna put it in the chat just in case you come back and
need it.
I
can get it right now. Here you go. I'll just go to iTunes.
Yeah.
And search and say Cowboy Junkies, Sweet Jane. And pop, there it is. So Sweet Jane, the 88 version, 1988. Best us. So I'll put it right on my playlist and listen to it. So now, and if it, somebody will say something because this connects to 4 or 5 of us.
I didn't do that. I'm sorry. Yes. That's a good record.
There it goes.
Yeah, there you go. Yes. 1988 says Mike. Thank you, Mike. Yeah. Cool. This is so much fun. I enjoy kicking back and looking at everybody else's stuff. And all I have to do is say cheers. Thanks for coming.
Huge album. One of the best bands ever in my book.
Absolutely. Pete Townsend.
I think he's a master composer. He made good music. This and Tommy and Who's Next. It just goes on and on. But this is when they did this later, and they did that whole tour, and they had everybody come up and sing songs. They did Tommy. Remember, they redid that like God, I forget who was the Acid Queen. She came up. She's a screamer. And
Tina Turner.
No, Tina Turner wasn't in this one. No, this was.
There was another.
That's a Philadelphia woman. She sings. The lady. Oh my God, I'll think of her name. But they had Stevie Winwood come up, and he played the Eric Clapton part, and. It was on TV. It was in New York. It was the New York concert. And they had all the stars come up and take parts. Phil Collins played like Uncle Eddie, or the guy that Keith Moon played in the movie. Oh God! Now it's going to haunt me the rest of your stinking show until I get it done. Everybody's going to go. You got to be kidding me. So, there you go. He likes the Who a lot too.
Yeah. Well, let's see if we can find out. So the Who did The Who redid Tommy.
They did Tommy in probably the 90s. It came on TV like ABC or something. The concert did, and
that's
all
awesome.
different people came out and did different parts. Cousin Kevin was in the Midnight Hour. Who the heck is that? Now I can't think of Midnight Hour and White Wedding. Who sings those songs?
Billy Idol.
Billy Idol. He was Cousin Kevin, and he did it great, jumping around and stuff. It was a cool concert. I remember I taped it on a VHS.
You have it?
No, it's gone now.
No,
you know what? I may have it. To tell the truth, I'd have to look.
Absolutely. Oh, Patti LaBelle.
Patti LaBelle. There you go.
Patti LaBelle.
And she did it good because she can scream.
Yeah. And of course, Elton John was there again.
Yeah, Elton was
awesome. There. Yeah, that was 1989.
Okay, so I was close. But they did Quadrophenia, the same thing. They came out and they had different people doing some of those songs too. And that one was probably early 90s. But I just think it's a shame they didn't do Quadrophenia is a great album. That would have been that tour to watch that right after that album's made. That had to be a hell of a tour.
I may have that Tommy on DVD. I'll have to check and see. Did you watch the movie Quadrophenia?
Yes.
What'd you think of that movie?
It was okay. I watched it. Sting's got a little part in that one.
Yeah.
He's Bellboy. So he's in the gang at first, and he ends up being, what are they riding around? Like scooters.
Yeah,
and I think he becomes like the bellboy dude. So,
yeah, very cool.
Let me see what else. Of course, this is a fantastic. This was an 8-track favorite. The Jethro Tull years. How I heard them, Aqualung, of course, was the first song, and I'm going. Then I go and start listening to all their albums, the early ones, and they played a lot of great music. I thought. This is only just a tiny little bin of albums I have back here. I got all the Beatles. They're my favorite. I don't have to show them. Zeppelins, and everybody's seen those. I try to bring out a couple weird.
Show what you like. Show what you like. It doesn't matter.
Christmas sing-along with Mitch Miller. See, I don't know how to dive in there. That's not mine. Let's hold that.
Would you like a dozen of those Christmas with Mitch Miller?
It might be actually pretty good. I like the old Christmas tunes and the old big band stuff. I actually do now that I'm older. I didn't when I was younger.
Love the movie. Yeah, Quadrophenia. Yeah. Of course, his name is Prog Rock Tommy's Corner. So there you go. Definitely.
Who else do we have in here? Here's one that got mixed in, but this is a poolside favorite couple cuts. You've got I just want to celebrate and never get ready. So,
Yeah.
they
Well,
took off.
I've heard you talk about poolside favorites, but share with everybody what poolside favorites are.
The 90s were kind of like the early 90s is kind of like my bachelor party days. I didn't go to college, so I had a frat house, but it wasn't. We didn't go to school, but we had a pool, and we all worked. There was 3 of us that lived in there, and I always made up the poolside favorite tapes, and it was all a lot of Motown stuff and the funk. And I'd sneak in. You'd always had to have a Frank Sinatra song come in, and then a couple hard songs here and there. But mostly, it was all the horn bands, KC and the Sunshine, the Temptations, any stuff like that from Motown. It was great stuff. I thought Rick James, you'd have to have on there. James Brown, of course.
Well, one day, not now, but one day I'd like to get your top 10 list of horn bands. I really would. I would love to be able to listen to those here at RecordKrate and explore more of the horn bands. I mean, yes, absolutely.
Roller Coaster, Ohio Players, they're on.
Oh my gosh, I saw Ohio Players play maybe 2 years ago, 3 years ago. And even though some of the people weren't there, I enjoyed it like crazy. But they're one of your favorite horn bands?
Yeah, and Philip Bailey and that group. Oh God, see, there's so many bands.
Fire.
Yeah, Earth, Wind, Fire is another good one. Special. There's a bunch of upbeat songs. I just like that whole upbeat songs when you're out and you're having fun. I don't want to hear downbeat stuff or any heavy metal. I want to hear, fun bands. We call them the fun bands.
Absolutely, yeah. I like hearing you talk about horn bands. I'm gonna put you down one day and say, give me your top 10 horn bands so I can check it out. Yeah. So there's. Come on. There it is. Here it is. Crusaders, anyone? You know it. I love Crusaders. Do you like the Crusaders, Mike? I mean, Harry.
Who's Crusaders?
Crusaders, sometimes they get filed in jazz, but they were just as funky and they had horns and they were awesome. Yeah, absolutely. You might want to check them out, but they had that nice sound. I love Jive Turkey by Ohio Players. And tell me, if you were a teenager and who didn't have Ohio Players records hung up on the wall, just the covers.
Because of the risque covers, yeah.
Especially
the honey.
Honey, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Oh gosh, that was such a smart move on their part to have that wonderful cover. Yeah.
There's a horn band right there.
Oh yeah, Blood, Sweat, and Tears.
Absolutely.
Is that one of your top? Is that one of your top 10?
They'll be around 9 or 10 on the list. Yeah, because you got spinning wheels.
All right, Mike, you're going to have to break it down for us. Check out Mountain Mocha Kilimanjaro from Japan. Is the name of the band Mountain Mocha Kilimanjaro? Yeah, have to check them out. Hey, good morning. Hold on a second, Harry. Good morning, Stephen. Cheers. Thanks for joining us. Cheers.
Hold that right there. Because that's going to be one to check out, too. The Crusaders, huh?
Crusaders, yeah. Blood.
It sounds like some kind of like Christian attack band. But you're saying they're
absolutely Renaissance or something like that. Yeah. Ask Harry about I Do. Oh, yeah. Hey, Kent. Good morning, Kent. Cheers. Thanks for joining us. Yes, I will. I do. Ask Harry about I Do.
Well, you were one that you knew who it was. And 2 other people know. And that's still a mystery to me. I should have put it down last night. Now I had to go back through the chat, catch myself singing. And
I don't mind asking the people here at
who is it again?
Okay, so in 1965, there was this group that did a song. I think it was called "I Do," and then later Jay Giles would do it live, and it appeared on one of their live records. So, who in 1965 released that record? There was somebody before me, Harry. I can't remember who did it, who chimed in and shared. But I just went on Google and I just started keying in the lyrics. Jay Giles sung it, and then next thing you know, it pops up. Yeah, I do.
I do. Yes, do I love you?
Oh yes, I do.
Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, that's horns. That's a great poolside favorite that never made the cut because Knucklehead Smith here couldn't find the song at the time, and I did not want the Jay Giles band cut. I liked the original.
Yeah,
it's the song. So,
I think Jay Giles did a good job, and if it wasn't for them, so many people wouldn't know about the original. So anybody know I'm not asking the proper question, but if anybody happens to know who did that song in 65, the same song that Jay Giles did in 82 or whatever, that goes, I do, do you love me? Yes, I do. Is that right, Henry? Yeah. So that was fun.
That song right there. I'm not singing at your wedding either, anybody, so forget it.
Darn, I'm not going to get married then. Yeah, so that was cool. But thanks for bringing that up, Ken. I appreciate that. That was fun. All right, Mr. H, let's see some more stuff.
Oh, shoot. Now I'm running out because, I have a lot of stuff.
It never happens on Coffee and Vinyl.
Of course, I got a cool one. Got a 5 favorite too. But this is a good album. And this guy, I got to see him at a small bar do this album in the 90s. So he still sounds the same and stuff. But the whole time I seen him, I only seen his forehead because everybody was taller than me. It was the 6'5" crowd night. So, and I'm not 5'10". So, but I got to hear it. So here's 2 songs from this as poolside favorite songs, even though they're long. Rock Lobster and Planet Claire.
Gosh, that is so good.
They've got, they're kind of weird, and I'm kind of weird, so it fits right in on the poolside. So,
absolutely. Well, Yolanda, you had a wonderful father that had a wonderful taste in music that would share things with you like that. That's awesome. Oh gosh, I just love the B-52, and of course, Kent sums it up. Tin Roof.
Yeah,
Rusted.
That's the Love Shack. Well, that's in a later album. That puts them over the top because then they do a song with REM and they're on the Muppet Show or Sesame Street doing songs and stuff like that. But here you go.
Yeah. Here's
the Zombies. Time of the Zombies. Time of the season. This season. This has, when I bought this album, it cost me $5.99 at Reborn Records. Double album, all their early hits. And then the guy that's the lead of this band, what's it become? What's the next band he is in?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I know the answer, but I'm not going to say it.
Is his name Steve Argent, the leader of this group?
Rod. Is it Rod or Ron? Rod, I think. I think it's Rod. Either Rod or Ron. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I don't know if you've discovered Sharon Jones and the Dap Kings yet, Harry, but everything you ever mentioned about music, I think that Sharon Jones and the Dap King you'll be able to check off the list. Yeah, Sharon's not with us anymore. She died of cancer, but she never got huge. She got well known in certain circles, but incredible stuff.
An American singer?
Yeah. And she was like
he's got Rob Zombie. Now there's a song there that made poolside favorites.
Absolutely, yeah. Argent, congratulations, Tommy. I mean, Edward, you yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Mike says it was Rod. Okay, gotcha. Hold your head high.
Yeah. And one more song they had. I think somebody else redid. Kiss might have redid one of their songs. Something about rock and roll. I'd have to look.
God gave rock and roll to you.
Exactly. That's urgent. So I don't know if they're original.
Good morning, Now Spinning TV. Hi, all. Thanks. Now Spinning TV is going to be a guest on Coffee and Vinyl one day. Let's see if I can find the email. Oh yeah, here it is right here. Thursday. So everybody, Thursday, Now Spinning TV is going to be with us.
I'll tell you what, Adam. You're going to make me put together a stinking little turntable right here. I can see it.
Show everybody that cool radio you got there.
Well, I got a German one that's cooler than this one. That's up in the grand showcase. But I want, when I see the right console record player, 8-track player, or even the console radio record player, I'm going to get it.
With the built-in bar?
But you can't. We have to have one in private parties. Then you could spin records, and then YouTube can't nick you for playing records.
Well, we can get 10 people on a StreamYard that's not being broadcast, and 10 people can hang out. I don't know how many people can get with Zoom, but yeah, absolutely.
How much safer can you be? You don't have to worry about catching diseases off each other, and you just take turns spinning records at your own leisure.
Absolutely.
Come join the party. We'll get about 30 of them in here.
Well, I hope you find a console that has a built-in bar. That's you, Harry.
Oh, if you could, they're out there. They have them.
I've had them before. My buddy Simon over in Cheshire, England, he found one, and he put his turntable on top of it, connected his turntable to and it's awesome. It's amazing. And so
there's one that would take up. Probably that takes up a little bit of space, but it does. It has the turntable, the radio, and the bar built in. They're usually destroyed when you see them, but they're out there.
I found one that was from the 80s. It was like Sound Design or something.
Mm-hmm.
But it had built-in disco lights, and it had a built-in fireplace with a little light.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was cheese galore. I wish I still have it, but I sold it a long time ago.
You know what's desirable is those white ones that were on the pedestal, and they had the bubble look, and it was they made them in the 70s, and they had an 8-track and a record player and a radio right in there with that dome. The dome with it was like a sunglass dome.
Mm-hmm.
But they're desirable. They go for good money.
There are, yeah. A lot of those designs originated in Sweden. So thank God for the Swiss giving us all these cool mod designs. I love that stuff.
Green, brownish shag carpet, and that in the room. Then you have it.
You're ready for some Netflix and chill, that's for sure.
All right, back to the live albums. You got to play the whole thing. Crosby, Stills, Nash, Young, The 4-Way Street. All the tunes that you want to hear from these fellas. And it's a great album. So
it is a good album. Yeah, I have a copy of that myself.
This is a later copy because I have 2 of these. This has got the old gold record sticker on there. So
absolutely, it'd be good if those guys would get back together to perform that same show live, or at least online. Yeah.
Oh, these guys.
It'd be great if they all got back together, all the musicians and everybody, just do it again.
They hate with a passion David Crosby, so I don't think we'll see it. And he's about to go. Netflix or HBO has a thing on him, and it goes back to the Byrds. It's a great documentary, and he's on there. And he says, they won't even talk to me anymore because he screwed them over so many times. They just had it with him. Even Graham Nash, and I thought those two were like that. They don't talk, and they haven't.
The father of Melissa Etheridge's child is not liked by the rest of the band?
They do not like him.
Oh, my stars. I did not know that. Is it over money?
I think it's over him just being him because he tells you he's an a-hole. So you got to check it out. It's either on HBO or it's Netflix. And then there's another one on Netflix about when they all lived in that area in the valley or whatever it was called, or the something hills. And they were there, and Jackson Brown and all them bands lived in that area, and how they used to hang together, and they could walk around without anybody going nuts on them. That's a cool documentary too.
Yeah.
So,
oh my gosh.
They hate Crosby. Yeah. So Mike knows.
He hates someone's girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Mike, send me an email, Mike. I want to make sure. I don't know what you're talking about. RecordKrate@gmail.com. Wasn't that close to where Charles Manson was also?
No, not. He was in Death Valley, wasn't he? When he was attacking people, where was he killing them at? In L.A. When he got Sharon Tate and the gang,
I don't know.
Killing them in L.A. That might be a part of L.A. That area I'm talking about. So I'm not sure.
I haven't seen it, but there's a documentary about Laurel Cannon.
That's it. That's the one.
Is that it? Okay, cool. Yeah.
That's good.
Yes. Stephen chimes in with, yes, thank you, Stephen. Yeah, absolutely.
He's yelling in the background, probably in real life, too. It's Laurel Cannon!
So I'm broadcasting, just a little fun fact here, folks. I'm broadcasting not only to YouTube, but Facebook. I put my email address in there so that, I didn't even have the correct email address. That's why. Anyway, I just got a pop-up from Facebook saying it's not acceptable. So that's what it is. There we go. Yeah, tell me about somebody's girlfriend. It was Laurel Cannon. Yes, thank you. I don't know either, but Crosby said something about someone else's girlfriend, like Stills. Oh, didn't he hang out? Anyway. Yes, wonderful. Thanks for sharing that, Mike and Stephen and Tommy, Edward. Thank you so much. All right, Mr. Harry.
All right, we're going to throw up. Here's a good one. This guy are really good. But Rock and Roll Hoochie Coo, that's a poolside favorite. That's one of those rock songs you can throw in there because everybody likes it. He's the one-hit wonder. Played with Edgar Winter some. You would see him on Don Kirshenger's rock concert, and then later on the WWF with Cyndi Lauper. So
really, I love it.
Yeah, he was. He played guitar for her on something. So
yeah,
I do know that he's got connections with her.
Ooh, that's awesome. Yeah.
Let me see. Here you might as well. These keep popping up. I keep going. This is the one that starts it off through Zeppelin. It's the first album. A band, in my opinion, that never had a bad album. Probably Presence is the worst, and it's still good. I like all their stuff. They're like the Beatles. They're like the Who.
Very cool.
Yes, those bands. Yes is a big band of mine. I don't have any of the albums in this one, but like I said, Yes Songs is my favorite live album of all time. Made Japan's on the top 10 for me. Oh, and I showed this earlier. I didn't show it to anybody here. This is a great live album. This is Wings Across America, 1976 tour, I believe.
Yes.
This is when I think they were at the top of their game. Paul's voice is great. He sings well through the whole stinking concert. He's got a good guitar player. He's got a good rhythm guitar player. Danny Lane's a great musician. Great album.
Absolutely.
And they made a movie for this album. So you can see the whole thing on, if you YouTube it, you could probably see bits and pieces of that whole concert. So
Derringer did eat it? I did. Oh, wow. That's awesome. That's good to know. Yeah. Eat it. I met Robert Plant at a Waterloo Records in Texas, and we talked about the Presence album. Well, I can't wait to have you up on Coffee and Vinyl, Edward, so we can talk about it. I'm dying to hear about that. You can buy that little thingy and set it on your, I don't know what it was called. It was like a little statue that the family's staring at. You can buy replicas of those on, I saw them online before. Yeah. Roger Waters just posted a video, everybody, on YouTube. It's hard to believe he only has 200,000 followers.
He doesn't. I don't think them. Well, him and Gilmore don't like each other. I don't believe.
I think it's all just a fairy tale.
They kind of just tolerate each other. They were a great band. They really were.
Yeah.
Tons of talent. Very smart men.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I agree
That
with you.
Dark Side of the Moon tour, with the Animals tour. Animals don't get the respect that it should. I think Sheep and either Pigs on the Wind, the long song, half the side album song. That's a great song all the way through. That's an album that I could put all the way through. So from start to finish.
Yes, absolutely. My brother hates that album cover.
Animals?
I think he's talking about Presence, but I could be wrong.
Presence.
Are you talking about Presence, Edward? Yeah. Wow. Animals, absolutely.
How about this one? Blue Oyster Cult live.
Oh, yeah.
This is all the hits. It's rock and roll and Godzilla. Great song. I'm Burning for You. Don't Fear the Reaper. They even have Robbie Kringer come out and they'll play Roadhouse Blues on this one. So,
oh wow!
You want a live album from Blue Oyster Cult? This is better than the one with the skeleton on it.
I've always been intrigued by their record covers too. I can spend hours just looking at them.
That's Yes. Had fancy record covers too.
They did, absolutely.
Now this band here just went too early, and they were putting a lot of good. They were just going to become monstrous, and that's Skinner. This is a great live album.
Oh yeah.
As you noticed, I like live albums, and these bands were great live bands. 3 guitar players. I'm a guitar type of guy. Come on here.
And a wonderful piano player, Billy Powell. He played also organ, but yeah.
And they're all dead, except one, right?
I think so. Rosington, Gary Rosington is alive.
That's it, I think.
I don't know if Artemis Powell is alive or not.
He's alive.
He is alive. So
and they don't like each other. So
yeah. I did watch the movie more recently about a new movie that shows a plane crash. And I've had that on CD before. One More Four from the Road, and it has additional songs that weren't included on the vinyl. Yeah, absolutely. I have 45 picture sleeves for Burning for You. Oh yeah, Blue Oyster Cult. Very cool. Hey, good morning. Cheers, Carson. How are you? Thanks for joining us. Be sure to say hey to Harry.
Carson, how you doing? Good morning.
Carson, you were missed last night. You were missed. Yeah, wonderful. Yes, has some wonderful record covers, but Blue Oyster Cult's always intrigued me. They're kind of mysterious, and then especially one that shows that building. You look at that and you're like, yeah. And I love the one with the hearse on it. Yeah.
Okay, another live album. This one here, the James Gang Rides Again. All the way through. Got to play it all the way through. This is Joe Walsh before he went solo and then later to join the Eagles. This has been played, and this is what an album collection should look like. The album should be falling out, crackling, pop, couple skips as you play it, or you might have to go push the needle, but that tells you love the album. So there it is.
Yeah, that's a wonderful way to put it. Yeah, I'm gonna remember that. Yeah.
Well loved, well played.
I woke up this morning thinking about James Gang. I tell you, we have some ESP going on there, Harry. It's just amazing that there's something out there in the world. And
the next band is probably my number 2 horn band, if not number 1. I got to shake the 8 ball on this one, but all the way up to probably their 7th album, because they never gave them names, except the first one, I think.
Oh, yeah.
This one is where they're starting to get a little poppy. But if you want to see a great guitar player, Terry Caff, and never gets mentioned, but that dude can play. Listen to him, and there's a 4-album Chicago at Carnegie Hall. Fantastic.
Poster with a big poster.
Yeah, my brother had it on the wall, and then the smaller one.
Yeah,
there were 2 posters in that. The monster that takes up the whole wall, and then the smaller one that shows all of them together.
Like
loose lips sink ships. I think the one dude's got that shirt on. I always remember that shirt he's wearing. But that is one hell of a concert. If you have like iTunes or something, download that and listen to them play. They were a good live band. They could sound like, I like bands that go out and play and they can sound like they did in the studio. Like if you see Led Zeppelin live in my book, they can't sound the same because there's 3 guitars in the studio and there's only one when they go out on the road. I want to hear rhythm and lead. I don't want to just hear you have to sneak in a couple. You know what I mean?
Do you consider Chicago a horn band?
Yeah, why not? They got the brass section, 25 or 6 to 4.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, I would consider. I've seen. We were at a club one night, and there was a group up there, and there was down 10 of them, and they were doing Chicago songs. They were fantastic. So they were doing all the good ones. Sound just like them. It was pretty cool to watch them.
If you're still talking horns, check out Sonia Dada. Yeah.
And what
I have to check them out. Check out Sonia Dada.
I will.
Horn band.
Are they a local? Are they a jazz? What are they? Fantastic.
I'm not familiar with them. Not familiar with them at all. Kent mentions Tower of Power.
That used to be a store in my area that used to sell albums.
Oh, really?
Something like that. Yeah, I remember the Philadelphia area.
Yeah.
I could have sworn there was a Tower of Power.
Was it Tower Records perchance, Harry?
Yeah, it was Tower Records. You're exactly right.
I've never been to one. But Tower of Power had some strong horns.
Tower of Power does?
Yeah, they got some strong horns in there.
I probably heard their stuff. I'm not quite sure. That's where I stole the thing from last night was I put Hour of Power down. That comes from, I knew I heard I stole it from somebody. Anyway, I know who that dude is.
Yeah, he's good. I like him, especially the early stuff he did with his brother. Kitchen Sink, Rhythm and Blues, Not All Horns. I think he's talking about this group here. Sonia, yeah. And he said Kitchen Sink, Rhythm and Blues, Not All Horns. And he says they're from Chicago. I'm looking forward to checking them out. Thank you so much, Mike Sweeney. I'm going to check them out.
Here's another one of those well-loved albums. This one I probably got in 70. Matter of fact, I know I did.
Oh, yeah.
We beat the crap out of this one. This is an American version and this has got all the 45s on there. Hey Jude never made an album but this album. Paperback Rider, that was one. Lady Madonna. These all were like 45, so they stuck them on this album, except the one side's got it starts off with a couple old Beetle tunes. I know that. Look, here's one of these inside things. There's 10 years after right there.
Yeah.
Great album, Moody Blues. Most of these albums, I have the Stones live. I have that. I have Flowers. There's 10 years after right there, the one I have. And on this side, you've got John Mayer, the Stones, Let It Bleed. These are all great albums. Moody Blues, ZZ Top's first one. But this Beatle album here was Apple. And Can't Buy Me Love and Should Have Known Better were thrown on here. I don't know why. And then I'm going to do Adam special, and this thing, it's got a little warp to it. So it was loved, but it'll still play and it'll still crackle. So
That's right.
the way an album should sound.
Love records are the best. Absolutely. Sergeant Sweeney has got the beat. There you go.
And of course, if you didn't have this album, you didn't have an album collection.
My first album my mom bought me on my 6th birthday. Hey Jude. Yeah.
Well, this is the Beatles again. This album's called. So
yeah, the Beatles again. A lot of people just call it Hey Jude.
Yeah, and the same thing. Yeah,
it's like they call the record the Beatles. The Beatles. They call it the White Album. I don't know why.
Yeah. Here's one for you. Are you ready? The Chipmunks a Go Go.
Wow. Okay, I've never seen that one. I love it.
I told you I had that somewhere. This has got like the Henry VIII I Am and Downtown California Girls. So if you slow this down, it actually probably sounds like the Beach Boys. So.
Absolutely.
I thought I'd throw that up there. That was one of those 6-year-old albums when your mom's getting you a couple rock albums, but still the Chipmunks get slipped in there, or maybe a Partridge Family or something like that. Definitely Monkeys. So there's the Monkey one. If you were on my live, I showed that last night. So.
Yes, absolutely.
One of the Monkey ones, and these were a few albums down here. What the hell else was down here? Oh, Easy Rider. Is this a tough one to find?
Right. It's hard to find them in beautiful condition.
Yeah, well, this somebody did the old inked in glasses and sideburns on this one, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And there's lots of good songs on that record. Absolutely.
Yeah, I could play this all the way through, and If You Want to Be a Bird's one of my favorites.
If you play the Chipmunks backwards, they sound like AC/DC.
I listened to the Monkees the past weekend. That's one of my old roommates, man. He was Mr. Bubblegum. He would always want to sneak in that. He liked Tommy James and the Shondells and the Monkees and Boyce and Hart. And he bought anything Bubblegum. He loved it.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, that is awesome.
I think this is actually a rare one, and this one I've showed you before. This is the Isle of Wight and the Atlanta Pop Festival. Huge. This is all the bands that were at Woodstock, the Hendrix, the Sly and the Family Stones 10 years after, Mountain. But actually, there's other Chambers Brothers. There was an old band, David Bloomberg, Procol Harum's at this one. So that's a good band. You want a great live album? Procol Harum with the Edmonton Symphony. Great album.
I love Chambers Brothers. Hey Harry, why don't you take that record in your hand and just fold it the other way so people can see the cover that's a little more recognizable.
Is that good?
Back, yeah. And if you unfold it,
take it out of the sleeve. Hold on, time out.
Yeah.
All right, this has a kind of a funky triple fold to it. So it goes like, is there a booklet in this? No.
There you go.
Hold on, time out here. There's a picture of, I'm trying to get out the light, but I don't know what band that is. That looks like Santana up there for some reason. I'm not quite sure who this is. I'll have to really look at it. Somebody's on keyboards. Bass players behind him.
Look at those AC30s. They're amazing.
And this is another part of it that shows you.
Yeah.
Some of the it's kind of all that's the All Right Atlanta Pop Festival.
Yeah.
The first great rock festival of
Cactus.
Yeah. 1970s. Who is this band here? Now I'm trying to think of who this is, and it's not. I don't think it's the Chambers Brothers, but I will not. It's Miles Davis. That's who it is because he's playing the trumpet.
So
Really?
I've got a feeling that's Miles Davis's band right there.
Oh, or everybody just hung around to watch it.
Yeah. So that's who it is. Rare album. And you can purchase it from me at Harry Humstone Incorporated. No, I'm keeping that one. That's kind of like that rare thing I've had for a long time. 3 LPs. Cost me $7.99, and it was out of print. So did they redo it at the time? Now that you got iTunes, I'm sure you can find it.
I don't know if that's been reissued on vinyl or not, but it should be.
Let's see if iTunes has it. Let's see. Go Atlanta Pop Festival.
I thought it was, yeah. Okay, yeah.
It comes up Freedom, Roadhouse, Jimi Hendrix. It comes up with just like Jimi Hendrix's performance, stuff like that. But I don't see this version. And the Allman Brothers, it shows their playlist there. Because Woodstock did that too, where you could go back and hear their whole concert, their playlist and stuff. Jimi Hendrix's whole playlist and the Who's whole playlist. The Who did Tommy there, didn't they?
At Woodstock?
Yeah.
They may have done the song Tommy, but I don't think they did the performance of the entire record.
Well, I know they played Sparks. That's on the album. And they did See Me, Feel Me, Touch Me. That's on the album.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not quite sure what other songs they did. Oh, and they did Summertime Blues.
Oh.
That's on the movie.
And there's a story about they wouldn't play until they got paid, and so they got paid to play. And
cash is king. So who knows?
Wow, what a crazy event!
They didn't make the money back then that they do now. They still lived fine, but now if you sign a contract on a 5-album deal, you can totally stink, but you're set for life. You're going to get $100 million. So I'm thinking of picking up some rap and try to get signed. What's
there you go. Harry and the House Pickers.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh,
good thing.
Awesome.
As if you'd see Adam up here in the corner, the butcher sleeve. That's what it looked like.
Oh, yeah. Cool. Let's get a highlight of that. There we go. Yesterday and today.
The Beatles. So this is a bit of Help. And I think Rubber Soul. Plus a couple songs that I don't know if Day Tripper ever made a British album version. I think that just made 45 over there. Am I correct?
I don't know about that.
Because Yesterday's on Help. The British version of Help has Yesterday on it and a few of these songs. I do know that.
Wow. What time did they go on stage? The Who were scheduled to as the second to last act before Jefferson Airplane to play on Saturday, August 16th. That's going to be here before we know it, folks. When they actually started playing, it was already Sunday morning around 5 a.m. They played their exceptional. They played the whole album.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It was still, They were still doing Tommy at the time.
Wow, that's awesome.
So there you go.
So on the record and on the video, there's only just a snippet of it. Well,
yeah,
that.
Pieces.
Yeah. No, Dre Temper only on a single. Okay.
Yeah, so there you go.
In the U, in the K.
In the UK.
Wow.
We always, the Americans, until Sgt. Pepper is just like the British albums. But before that, they were Rubber Soul and Revolver and Up, I think, are definitely Revolver and Up are the same, British and American. But before that, I think those albums were different. And Please Please Me is the first one. Meet the Beatles in the States is the first one. Beatles' second album would be There with the Beatles. And then Hard Day's Night was a soundtrack here with cuts of it on something new. I do remember all that stuff. So that's useful information.
Do you have Introducing the Beatles?
No. What's that one? Where?
Well, it was their first release in America, Introducing the Beatles on the VJ label.
No, I got Meet the Beatles.
Yep, which was the first American Capitol release of the Beatles.
Right, I have that one.
Introducing the Beatles came before Meet the Beatles.
Oh, okay.
Meet the Beatles.
Now I've seen copies of Please Please Me when I was a kid, and I don't know how the person got it. Probably somebody overseas brought it over, and that's how they would get it. But I had one with the Pete Best story too. Have you ever seen that one?
I think I have.
It was put out in like '66.
I like the sound of the UK pressings a little better. I mean, the first time I got a Please Please Me, I was like, wow, this thing sounds so good compared to American Meet the Beatles or Introducing the Beatles. Yeah, Carson likes them both.
That's about it out of this crate that I have. This is just regular albums, ELO. There's a good Bowie one, Stationary Station. Is that it? Yeah, Station to Station, something like that. But that's a good Bowie one. It's got
that's a cool one.
Golden Years, TCV-15, and Stag has some great guitar work on it, so that was pretty cool. Other than that, I didn't see any food albums on there either. I really got to dig because I got stuff buried all back there, and I know there's probably about 500 albums, and I can't get to them. So,
well, that's right. The very first pressing in the UK has different ending on Tomorrow Never Knows. Very rare. Revolver album. And for the US, Revolver took off 4 John songs and put on the Yesterday and Today album. Yeah. That's why John did not like American Capitol. They quote unquote butchered their songs, including his songs. So there you go. Yeah. Harry, this has been incredible. We could go on for hours and let's do it again. Give you an opportunity to pull some more of your cool records and share with everybody. But I love it. I love the fact that you shared some of your cool records with us and we get a chance to discuss it. And I want to thank everybody for coming out today and hanging out with us. And I put a link to Harry's channel in the description. Harry loves sourcing. So he's out there beating the bushes early in the morning to the yard sales, crawling in the attics upside down, looking at bats and watching out for those rattlesnakes. And Indiana, it's cool to watch his videos. So they're always fun. And he's always looking out for records too, which is good. Yeah. Station to Station was my album of the week. I got on Instagram. Wow. Make sure you follow me on Instagram, Edward, if you haven't already, so I can keep up.
Yeah, follow me too so I can follow you back. I'm Jam Dad on Instagram. Jam Dad. JAMDAD.
And what does that mean?
My children's names, real names. So
you have a name Jam. Okay, cool.
Jam Dad. So
yeah. The UK records are perfect. US a little funky to me, but the norm for lots of Americans. And some people prefer to hear the American versions because that's what they grew up listening to.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Same with true with like the Abbey Road that was remastered. They prefer to hear the one that they're used to hearing, which is fine. I'm just glad that Sgt. Pepper's finally got the proper treatment in America because it's hard to find those hard to find those mono pressings.
Before we jump off, iTunes, when they put out, what was it, 50 years ago, the White Album?
Yes.
Had all those cuts. I love stuff. I love hearing things I've never heard. And there's a great Dear Prudence cut on there. There's a great Mother Nature's Son cut on there. It's cool. Martha, My Dear's just all piano and Paul singing. That's a great one. So that's just things I like hearing because I've never heard them before.
There you go. That's cool. Yeah. So everybody on the East Coast, be safe with the hurricane. And thanks so much for hanging out with us. Tomorrow, I'm back for another coffee and vinyl. Then on Wednesday, we're going to do the open mic. And then on Thursday, Now Spinning TV. And Friday, Allen C Records. So there you go. Oh, there's Russell Cook. Hey, thanks for joining us. Cheers, Russell. Sorry, we got to leave. Bye-bye.
Hey, Russell, how you doing?
Have a great day. You too, Yolanda. Have a good day, guys. Thank you so much. Harry, thank you much.
Anytime, man. We'll do it again. When I get I'll pop some days off in August. I'm on call this weekend, so I kind of hang out. So I'll pop in and out of your stuff.
Be cool to see you do it in the science lab.